We gon' burn it down. Burn it down. We gon' burn it down. Burn it down. I killed it. It's murder.
Alrighty, chat. We are back, getting ready to jump into Extricity versus Team Smiley Face. My name is Rankies, and I am, of course, joined by the wonderful Yummy Cheeseman. Look, that first series we saw was definitely an entertaining one, Yummy Cheeseman. Pretty close, but as expected, Chiefs did come out on top.
Yeah, of course. And we'll see Numero Ultra again later in the day. They're right at the end of the lower bracket, but in the lower bracket final, we're in the lower bracket quarterfinal. So we'll see them 2 matches after this one. And we've got Team Smiley up against Extricity. 2 teams that are really up and coming, but I think both with very different, I guess, reasons for their growth. With Extricity having played for so long and grinded for so long, whether Team Smile, a bit of a newer team with 3 powerhouse gamers who each have a lot of potential in Shu, Smiths, and Steve to get to the top.
Absolutely. It's it'd be interesting to see these 2 teams battle it out. I really don't know if I can call a pick here. I think I would hand an edge to Team Smiley Face. But that's only because I'm a huge fan of Smiths, of course.
Yeah, and not necessarily saying you've been together a long time, Calamari. That you, all 3 of these players, the Lulz, Calamari, Hawk, you've been grinding it out. You know, you've been on teams for a long time. Unlike Steve, Smiths, and Shu, who just sit around and play sub and do random stuff. It should be good to see. Otherwise I can say 3 bad players. Oh, what? I didn't say that. Rankies, why would you say that?
Oh, I don't know, man. Sometimes these toxic things just slip out, and we do our best to move on from these.
We do, and as we do, we're probably going to move into the match itself. I'm thinking, and I think the chat knows that I'm probably Team Smiley favored right now. They're the ones I would say, alongside Numero Ultra, would potentially be challenging the top 8. But they did end up down here in the first place. They lost to Extricity earlier in the tournament, so they have to get revenge right now, or Extricity are going to be that team that are challenging the top 8 in OCE.
Absolutely, and I think I mentioned, I guess you agree with me that this is, I'm expecting it to be a relatively close series. But we'll see what happens.
It depends. It's all down to Smith, Shu, and Steve to find that cohesion. They're great individually. They've got perfect mechanics, but they haven't ground out their rotations enough yet. So they can put them down. They'll be able to put their mechanics to good use.
Oh, there we go. Shu on the defensive, Lulz barreling down on him, but Shu does find it past. Good shot on for top right. Hawk there for the save, though. Plenty of time to get up in the air. Calamari takes his place in net. Smiths off the backboard. Steve not going to be able to get to that one. That's an open net, and it will roll all the way from Hawk. Nice bottom right clear.
Very hard commit from Team Smile. And look at this defensive pass play. That's the mark of a team that enjoy playing together. Mark of a team that have the chance to climb to the top.
Alrighty, second kick off that. Goal came within 33 seconds, so relatively early start on the scoreboard. Could be a second, no, but Steve is going to be there for that save. Calamari got the demo on. Shu doesn't get the shot through, though. An unfortunate miss there, but still maintaining that attacking pressure. Team Smile looking to get the clearance out. Shu doesn't connect on that one, and Smith's forced to make the save off the back of Lowell. Steve down to Shu. Shoots good. Oh my god, I thought that was post, Yummy Cheeseman.
Bottom left, he just snuck it in as well. Just look at the passes in the midfield. The infield passes to get it behind, and Calamari wasn't expecting it. He was already just backwards in net, looking for the next play.
What a banger of a shot. I mean, the speed relatively slow, 74 kilometers per hour, because it did bounce off that post, but that got there really quick. I suppose we expect nothing less from Shu. He's always been able to develop nice, powerful shots like that, especially off the back of great infield passes. Steve, another one to Shu. This one off the backboard now. Hawk, this could be a dangerous clear. No one up to contest Smith. He shoots top left, but it's a little bit high and wide there out of that corner.
The passes are really good, but neither team are covering the midfield. Neither team are intercepting them. So even though that there's these good forward passes where it goes on the diagonal, someone changes up the pace and the speed of the ball and just hammers it home. Like there's no one challenging. Just again, that challenge was so late.
And they need to be very careful of that as well because it can result in a bit of a goal fest sometime. Hawk went for that nice bump on Shu, didn't quite work out, but definitely a good tack to employ there. Calamari went out of the corner. Hawk beaten to it by Steve. 50-50 works in Team Smile's favour. Smith high off the backboard. Shu looking to drop that down, hits the top bar. Steve comes through again, but no such luck as Hawk gets that clearance out now. But again, it's just conceding possession. A lot of back and forth ping pong play, right now.
Smith should have finished that off. Simply put, he is a great individual player. He's got a lot of experience here. I know that you make the misses, but you got to sink them.
Hawk able to get on the back of that. Does make the challenge off Smith's work, and that's an empty net. Lols will take complete advantage of that. 2 minutes 30 remain and 2-1 for Extricity.
The defense seems so much in disarray. Even though all three were back, Smith was the only one who was actually in the play. The 50-50 doesn't go in their favor, and the Lols read it really well.
Absolutely. Really helping out Extricity now. Game one, if they can take a win, obviously makes them a lot more comfortable moving forward. Calamari, nice pop up for the Lols. He won't be able to shoot that one as Shu beats him to it. But Hawk, what is happening to the Team Smile defense?
Just seemingly beaten over and over again. Shu doesn't feel like he's on form either, as he got that touch completely the wrong direction. And every time, Extricity are holding a position where they can punish it.
Very good positioning from Hawk on that attacking play as well, waiting on that left wing just in case. Calamari forced to make a save. Smiths, that's another miss from him, blocked out from Shu's shot by Calamari as well. Shu will try and get a pass through. They do find it past the Lols, but again, it's now Calamari's ball. Doesn't connect on that one off the ceiling. Shu, that's a good shot on. Good, I think it was a save from Hawk. I don't know if it was all the post or he was involved or not. Either way, he's got the clearance out now. Not quite an open net as Steve is back in time. The shot comes through from Lols. What a save from Steve. It was going post, but he's got that pinched out. Immediately brought back by Hawk, though. And Team Smile just struggling to clear it.
Well, something that makes Team Smile so good. Well, okay. Well, that's a free goal. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This was gifted. Was wrapped up. There was a nice pretty bow there from Hawk.
Yeah.
Said, just have this one. Maybe a consolation goal. I was going to say, the reason that Team Smile can kind of be a team that beats anyone is their speed, and they're not using it wisely. They're going too fast to everything, and this is what's causing them to crumble a lot in defense. Double commit just like that. Slow it down every now and again.
Let's see if they can manage to pull that off. Calamari is going to send a pass off of the backboard. Slight clear from Smith down to Shu's level. Smith, they're bumping into each other. This isn't really good for Team Smile. Something clearly going wrong there. Steve will get a clear out. Immediately brought back into the half by Hawk. Calamari tips it out to the left side for the Lols. Doesn't read it off the wall, but Steve respected the hit, so he missed as well. Smith, nice half flip, can turn around and beat everyone to this ball. Taking some dribble control, wants it out of the half. Takes a good shot downfield. Steve just trying to get up in the air and interrupt the Lols, but unable to do so. Shu now. Steve. Maybe Smith. Shu getting ready off the backboard. Not going to be able to beat Hawk to it. Look how quick Hawk was up to defend that one.
He was up, but so was his teammate. There's the double commit. Can they get it out? No, Smiths with the challenge over the top just smothers that one in.
Calamari in a bit of an awkward position there to be able to try and get that one cleared out as that first initial touch came through from Steve off the sidewall. But sometimes that sort of stuff happens, little slight errors, but it does mean that Extricity have tied up with only 24 seconds remaining off of this kickoff, and the seconds tick down quickly in this stage of the game.
rough
Shoot.
because they did gift that goal. It could come back to haunt them. Another shot on. Seemingly starting to pick up the pace in the attack. And it's up to one of these teams to finally close it out, but I think we've got overtime.
We could be going to the first overtime. Smith, yeah, he wants overtime. He clearly dunked that one down onto the ground on purpose. Good luck to both teams. Of course, overtimes can be very stressful. We'll see who comes out on top here for game one. Almost there from Steve. A little bit wide. Smith. They're giving Team Smile a lot of space now, our Extricity.
Even then, that clear just was that attack ended up just being a pass straight back to the defense because they were rushing for the ball. One of the three, or anyone from Team Smiley, just hold back a little bit more, they'll end up golden.
Oh, impressive control there. Looks to catch underneath it. Almost finds the tip over the top of Shu. The Lols, giving that one straight to Steve. Trip up and follow off the ceiling. Again off the ceiling with the secondary touch, but Calamari easy enough to get the save. Almost an open net. No Hawk and the Lols there just for the backup save, just in case. See the Lols clear now. Hawk gets on the back of it nicely. Shu, leave this one for Steve. Waits for a little tip off the bottom of the car. Calamari, right post, gets the demo as well. Lols tries to go over the top of Smith. There's the double commit from Steve, and the shot from Calamari will punish Extricity, take game one.
Now, it's just too much attack coming through. The demo from Calamari, in my opinion, is what made it. In the end, Steve had to panic a little bit there.
Yeah.
He didn't know what was going on. He couldn't see through the smoke. And it was good for Calamari to turn around, finish that one off. But honestly, it shouldn't have been that hard for Extricity. They kind of gave up their 3-1 lead.
Yeah, look, I mean, especially with the second goal that Team Smile scored, as you pointed out, was a little bit of an after-dinner mint there. But sometimes that stuff happens. They did manage to hold on just long enough. They took it to overtime and they take the win. I've just taken a look over at chat as well, Yummy Cheeseman, and big shout out to Flukesy for resubbing for 9 months in a row. That's quite a lengthy time there.
And what are we naming the baby?
Good point. I don't know. Flukesy, what are you naming the baby?
We'll find out. I think everyone's on the edge of their seats, not for the match, to find out the sex as well. And I can say sex on cast here because we're not talking about that thing. Yeah. That I can't actually describe.
The fornication.
Because it's never happened to me.
Oh, that's I really don't know how to respond to that, which is...
Hey, that's the response I was looking for.
Oh no, and Hawk taking complete advantage of yet again the awkward defense, really awkward defense from Team Smile here.
Very much so. Steve, he went for that, well, he soft cleared it. Needed to keep that close to him, and I think he was trying to do that, or go for the full clear. Either way, if you go middle ground, you get punished.
Unfortunate. Done within the first 15 seconds as well. Hawk looking for Calamari, and he's going to get on the back of it as well. This one really should have been cleared before the pass made connection.
Oh no, this feels so bad. Team Smile just not seeing anything that's happening right now. Calamari, not quite as much of a gift as the last game, but almost a free goal.
Just taking a glance at chat, still awaiting on Flukesy's response there. I'm sure everyone is almost falling off their chairs there on the edge. Steve. Hasn't quite got that one cleared out, but Smith does. Now Steve can follow up, looks for a pass down. Catches an awkward angle off the ceiling. Shu just trying to find an entry into the game, gets demoed on his way out by the Lols. Steve makes the pinch work, but Calamari in a position to be able to get that one past to Lols, who goes right side for Hawk. Took that bump like a champ, but just couldn't quite hang on to the possession of the ball. Steve now with the top Calamari. Awkward defense now from Extricity. The Lols only just making the save. The double commit from Hawk and Calamari as well. Hawk continues on out with an aerial dribble.
That was so important from Hawk. The fact that he stayed with it, got the extra touch to make the attack awkward and got behind was good, but it used all of their boost, and Smith comes and counters it up.
Yeah. Good
also,
support
Calamari
here.
kind of passed it to him.
Yeah, and it was good support as well from Steve's and Shu. They each took a position on either wing. Steve a little bit further back behind that halfway line and Shu a little bit more further forward. So he probably would have been the one to go for the secondary touch, and then Steve, just in case it was a clear over the top, could have got the same. So we are starting to see Team Smile organise themselves a little bit better now as Smith looks to get a pass through. Maybe should have gone for the boost as well. Didn't get either. Shu almost finds it through, but the Lols picks the right time to get up and challenge. Doesn't find it past Smiths. Goes past Calamari, but again, Hawk doesn't quite get that one as nicely controlled as he did before. Shu out of the corner. Hawk misses, but the Lols is there for the backup. Steve now off the ceiling, wants to touch onto the backboard, but cleared out by Hawk again now. Starting to see the tables turn. Calamari finds the clear out. So Team Smile looking a little bit better now, Imichi.
To a degree, but Smith still should have let that ball behind him. He has teammates backing him up. Very, very concerned with playing as fast as they can. And in the end, it's not necessarily the best play.
Going to concede possession there with, I think it was both Smith and Shu whiffing. Hawk up for, I think that was a flip reset attempt. Almost got it, but a good challenge in the end. Steve now looks for a fake underneath. Not quite on target for the top right bounce though, so a bit unfortunate. Half the game expired. Good demo from Shu. Steve comes through. The side wall. A bit of a back pass, or rather midfield pass to Smith. He's on his rotation out. Somehow didn't demo Hawk there. Not quite supersonic. Steve with a miss. Shu bumped heavily out of the way. Smith just needs to delay this now. Steve very fast to the ball, but can't connect on it.
Something that Extricity have been very good at is just staying behind the ball, letting Team Smiley come in and actually challenge and then win out those 50-50s.
Absolutely. Been watching the positioning of Calamari. Normally he's up in offense a little bit more, just like this, but in that previous play, after the Lols made that first diving save that we saw, it was Calamari just sitting in net for most of the time, allowing Hawk and the Lols trying to get it out of the half. They finally have, and there now we see Calamari come through with that third rotation to get this shot on, making it 3-1 now for Extricity.
They needed that goal too because they committed really hard to this attack. Calamari was the only one who could have got back to defense, and he went in off a great pass play as well.
Yeah. Hawk stuck on the backboard and the Lols in the corner. Very brave from Calamari, but it works out for them. The Lols turns around on this one now. Shu on the side wall, just going to rotate out. Smith's in a very awkward position, can't challenge that ball either, and this is looking quite bad for Team Smile. Shu does finally get that clear out as he turns around. Steve pops it high for Shu, sends this one looking for top bar down, but not quite as the Lols gets the save. Hawk clearing out to the side wall. Good rotations from both teams, but not quite up to par in my opinion. Shu gets a nice back pass out to Smith, but no shot taken just yet. And I feel this is just time wasting right now for Team Smile.
Well, it's really happy for Extricity. They're happy to sit back and kind of park the bus on this one. They're spending most of their time on defense, not committing up now that they're 2 goals in the lead. Oh no.
There you go, Calamari. Clear off the backboard. This one a long roll downfield, but Steve is here finally. That's a good shot on from Hawk, but Smith will get that save. Shu already up challenging, doesn't make a connection. Calamari can't get the second touch off the backboard. Almost the post in. There it is from the Lols, 4-1, and that's probably the nail in the coffin. 29 seconds remaining. Unlikely the Team Smile are going to find 3 goals off the back of this from up against Extricity at least.
It's going to be very bitter for Team Smiley, but Extricity showing great signs, and that's kind of what I like about this competition. It's going to be showcasing a lot of the sort of up-and-coming bubble teams, the teams that may be, a top team in the future. And right now, we also see kind of Team Smiley, a team that even just a couple of months ago were a team that I had a lot more faith in.
And the floodgates begin to open as the Lols finds the 5th goal for Extricity with only 10 seconds remaining. This game is pretty much over. As you said, so, well, do you want to elaborate on that? A Team Smile, perhaps, in your opinion, not as promising now?
Oh, of course not. I mean, the thing is, what they had before is they had the double commits before. They weren't playing well as a team. We talked about that coming into this game. But they had the individual talent to make up for it. And today, I wasn't even impressed by that. None of the 3 members were having a great day mechanically. We saw Steve having more issues than he wanted. Smith in that first game, maybe 3 major misses that shouldn't have happened. It really is hard because everyone does now and again have a tough day, but if all 3 of them aren't hitting that mark that they usually do, that's a sort of a scary thought.
Yeah, look, unfortunate for Team Smile. Hopefully they can, keep working on this as they move forward into the future. Of course, for those that aren't aware, Smith is actually signed up in a team that is competing in the high school esports league as well for his school team, Southern River College, I believe it is. So he's back from Gfinity now as well, obviously competing in the Vapour 3v3, but next weekend I'm hoping to see him compete a little bit more on that. So again,
he's not going to be there next weekend. He got that big old wooden spoon. Came last place, but he got some good experience out of the land stage. It ends up, history repeats itself. Extricity takes them down 2-0 in the upper bracket and again in the lower bracket. Tough cookies for Team Smile. They won't get into the prize money. They are knocked out, but maybe we'll see them next week as Extricity moves up the ladder.
Hopefully, it might be a little bit of a wait for them to get truly back on form, maybe perhaps after High School Esports League. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to cut to a short break so that we can get prepared for the second match. My name is Renkies. I've been with Yummy Cheeseman. Our Twitters are on the screen. If you're not following us already, come on, what's wrong with you? We're bringing you the best content in OCE, of course. Stick around, chat. We'll be back later.
Matcherino gives you the power to directly support your favorite tournaments and gaming